Andrea, thank you. So it is tax season, and that usually comes with a lot of questions. 6 more weeks to go until the April 18th deadline, and luckily we have tax expert Jeff Levine here to answer some questions that viewers wrote in with. Jeff, I want to start with this idea of a training course. Sometimes, you know, in a job, especially IT jobs, you have to spend a lot of money on training. What part of that can you write off?
Depends. First off, we have to define, is this for the same job or is it for a different job? If it's for a different job, it's not going to be deductible. The other thing is, if it's a minimum requirement, let's say you have to do this in order to at least practice in that profession, that too would not be deductible. But if it's a course that you're in because your employer requires it for your own job, or if it's something that will improve the job that you're already in, then it would be deductible. So, like most things in the tax world, no simple answer.
Right. And then somebody else wrote in saying, I received a life insurance payout for my mother's death. How is that taxed?
This is a great question. I love this question because it gives me a chance to say two of my favorite words in the entire world. I want you to say it with me. Practice now. Tax-free.
Tax-free. I like that.
Really
yes,
good?
It does. Like a weight was just lifted.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there are lots of other things where it does not apply.
Yeah, but life insurance is one of the best. In fact, if you get a life insurance policy, a lot of times we'll have clients come into the office and they'll have, you know, a large check because it's a life insurance payout. Like, what do I do with this? So they put it in the bank, and say, but they'll know.
It's okay.
Yeah, that's right. It's okay. They can know. It's tax-free.
You know, it's one of those payments that when you're getting it, you're obviously going through such a hard time. It's good to not have to worry about something else on top of that. On the flip side, lottery winnings, right? People always wonder what to do with those in terms of taxes, and then what happens with gambling losses as well.
Sure. We got a lot of questions about that during Powerball season, as we like to call it. The winnings, of course, are going to be included in income. The losses, though, can only be deducted to the extent of your gambling winnings. So if you bought a lot of lottery tickets, let's say you bought 1,000 lottery tickets and that were $2 a piece, you can take that $2,000 off of your, you know, $1 billion winnings, but that's not really going to do much.
All right, got it. And then we see a lot of these, the GoFundMe accounts. You know, people set them up to help someone out in need, someone's medical expenses, let's say. Is that donated money taxable?
You know, it really depends. This is actually a great question, and a lot of times technology outpaces Congress, right? Congress is very slow to act in many ways, and they really set the law. And so this is an area of the law that's really up to a lot of questions. For instance, there was a situation last year where a young girl who needed medical care, they set up a GoFundMe page for her, and they raised $50,000. And generally, if you even look at the GoFundMe page, it'll say, typically, it's a gift, and gifts aren't taxable to the recipient. However, the IRS hit this poor girl with a $50,000, with tax on $50,000. They said she owed about $18,000, somewhere in that range of taxes plus penalties, and we really don't know. It's going to go to court, and this is an area of the law that's probably going to evolve out in the courts, and also at some point Congress will probably catch up and make some definitive guidance there. But we really don't know right now.
Still unclear for now.
Yeah, ask your CPA specifically.
And then sometimes you see energy-efficient appliances. There, you know, some people say you can write those off. How true is that, and which ones can and can't you write off?
Well, that's the thing. It used to be a lot more flexible. Years ago, if you bought a toaster that was energy efficient, you might be able to write it off. But today, it's really more about making your home energy efficient. So it's more geared towards things like if you put solar panels on your roof, or there's special tax credit for geothermal heating and all that sort of fun stuff. So most energy efficient appliances will help lower your electric bill, but not necessarily your tax bill. But if you get a new boiler or whatnot, that's possible. What we always tell clients is, if you bought anything like that, bring it into the office. Let us make that decision. Don't you decide what's tax deductible and not, because chances are you might miss something. So it's always easier for us to pull something out that we don't need than it is for us to ask something that we do, or for something that we do.
Right, you don't know what you can write off unless you know what all the expenses are. And then we've gotten a lot of questions related to child care, and some of them have to do with adoption. We got one about surrogacy, that the surrogate is pregnant, which expenses you can deduct. What kind of light can you shed in terms of people who are adopting or having a child through a surrogate? Sure.
For adoption, there is a special credit up to about $13,000. In fact, it's a little bit more than that. That could actually eliminate up to about $70,000 of taxable income in some cases. So very, very powerful credit. And generally, anything you do towards making that child your own can be included as part of a qualified expense for that credit. So things like traveling to get the child, lawyer expenses, court costs, etc. So absolutely, very flexible. You know, we want to encourage people to adopt, and so they've been very favorable within the code for that. In terms of surrogacy, though, that is a really interesting topic because generally you're not able to deduct expenses if they are for someone else that's not in your family. And so because surrogates often aren't, usually those expenses actually aren't deductible.
That might be something else that we see more clarity on, right, as the laws catch up.
Exactly.
Jeff, thanks so much for being here. We have a million more questions for you. Luckily, for more information on Jeff's tax tips, you can head to our website, cbsnewyork.com. We will be right back. Thank you. Thank you.